All right, let's try this again. I think we're back online. I think we had an internet outage. So we'll see if we are back in action. We're walking to Columbia University tonight. Hey, Lady O is here. Hey, Lady O. Hey, Sunshine After Rain is here. Sunshine, sorry about that. Every time I walk past that area at 70th Street, the internet is no good. Hey, Jermaine says hi, Tom. Welcome, Lady O. Good to see you. Lady O is our good moderator from New Jersey. Joey says welcome back. What's up, Joey? Michelle Cunningham says we're back. Yes, we're back. Fred says what happened? Are we live? Yes, we're live. Chill beats to chill. Sorry about that, everybody. We've had an earthquake in Melbourne. Yes, I heard about that just now on the stream. Stay safe, everybody. To our friends in Australia, please stay safe, please. Ireva says, was wondering what happened. So during the stream, I just got a notification that says my internet connection was no good, and then the comments stopped. So I thought I would just restart the stream because I think the internet is no good in that spot. Franklin says, hey Tom, good evening, bro. Franklin's from Brazil. Orland Edwards says we are back. Destructionist says welcome back. What's up, Destructionist? Yeah, so no skateboard tonight, guys. It was raining. It just stopped raining. Julie says hello, everyone. Welcome back. What's up, Julie? Coggle family is here. Says love the video. Stay connected, friend. Absolutely. William says thank God. I thought you fell down the subway. So funny. Yeah, I think it's just bad internet, so I apologize, everyone. L the Original says welcome back, Tom. Well, good to be back, guys. Good to be back. Destructionist says today was awesome. We found out we are getting a new puppy on Friday. Wow, that is great news. Texman81 says you mentioned St. Patrick's Cathedral a few minutes ago. My great grandfather and his brother were Irish immigrants, stone cutters. They cut the Tuckahoe marble blocks used to build St. Patrick's. Wow. Texman81, that is an amazing piece of history in your family. That's unbelievable. It's amazing. Hey, Ken is here. What's up, Ken? Chill beats to chill. Says how do you buy? So I can't advise on what specific stocks to buy, but you have to open a brokerage account if you want to buy specific stocks. Edson says, hey dude, we are back here. Welcome back, everybody. What's up, Cosmo? Natasha P is back. Sunshine After Rain says Tom was getting interesting too. Yeah, so welcome back, everybody. I think we had some technical difficulties, so apologize, but we're back and we have a long stream to go. I promised you guys we'd go to Columbia University, so we're gonna do it. A Gig Life Girl says, where are we going tonight? We're going to Columbia University. Nicolas says, late night hero, what time do you get up? Big hug from Uruguay. Hey, welcome. So I usually get up at about 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Tatiana says, yeah, you're back. Yes, we are. We are back, everybody. And we're passing the Beacon Theater. The Beacon Theater is on West 74th Street. West 74th Street, Beacon Theater. Or we have Brooklyn. We are not at Brooklyn, New York. Maybe one day. Hey, we have Techno Pink here from the Dominican Republic. Welcome, Techno Pink. Always a pleasure to have you on the stream. Melissa White says, hey bro, it's raining in Connecticut too. Ryan Royal says, Tom's literally taking us to school. We are. We're going to Columbia University. Darnell says, welcome back. I was getting worried. Ken says, Fairway is open all night. William, I do not have 5G connection. I do not have 5G connection, but I do have 4G LTE, but there's always a dead spot right there on 70th Street. There's always a dead spot. 70th Street and Broadway, there's always a dead spot. Hey, Zap Allen's back. Chris Mills is here. Beacon seeing the Rolling Stones says, well, hey, Loose 72 is here. Loose 72, always a joy to talk to you on the stream, my friend. And we have June says, hey Tom, good evening. And I believe it's Karina Thompson's birthday today. So happy birthday, Karina Thompson. Snuggled and Comfy says, was wondering what happened, welcome back. Yeah, I think we were in a little bit of a dead zone, so we'll just continue on our walk. Unfortunately, no skateboard because of the rain, but we're going to Columbia University tonight. It's gonna be a bit of a hike, but I think we can do it. Hey, Kelber says, good night from Brazil. Hey, Kelber. Zap Allen, always good to see you. Columbia University has a fantastic campus, very beautiful. And we're walking past the Sarafina restaurant. Pretty decent spot, not the best. So we are here at 77th Street and Broadway. Eric T says, what's the end game with the 30 trillion national debt and rising? So I think that just as long as the United States can continue to make the interest payments on that debt, I think that they can just acquire new debt and new debt and new debt and more debt in a perpetual debt cycle, so long as rates are so low. There's been so many people pounding the table about that for years, saying, you know, the market's gonna crash because the national debt, the US has so much debt. But I think people have underestimated severely just the sheer power of the Federal Reserve and central banks globally, not just in the United States. Hey, Swing Boxes says I'm back. What's up, Swing Boxes? Show the Studio 54. I'm not sure where that is. I'm not sure where Studio 54 is. Hey, Disney cast members here. Melanie Sam says hi. Disney cast members is watching, not a good day, just watching. Well, I hope your day gets better, Disney. I hope your day gets better, Disney cast member. Hey, Ren says, hello everyone. Hello, Sir Tom. Hello, Sir Ren. Cool Boy says, hi, I am new. Cool Boy, what's going on? Good to hear you. I think I'm gonna take a detour here. I don't know, these people followed me. Hey, Craig says, hi, skater bro. What's up, Craig? All right, so we're here on 79th Street and Broadway, where you can get the one train. Yes, Disney cast member, hopefully your day gets better. All right, so we'll continue on our walk. Zap bounces, what was the screaming in the background? I think just intoxicated individuals, but it's okay. So this is one of my favorite coffee shops in the city. It's called Irving Farm Coffee Roasters. So if anybody's interested in getting really good coffee in the city, this is the place to get it. Irving Farm, New York. It's great. Hey, Warren. Loose 72 says both Roosevelt presidents went to Columbia University. Yes, Fernando, we are in your hood, indeed. Fernando, are you working tonight? Hey, we have British Gray in the house. This is British Gray. Good Tuesday evening, Tom. Good Tuesday evening, Cosmo Scary as well. What's up, British Gray? Welcome back, everybody. We had brief technical difficulties, but I think we are good to go on our way to Columbia University. Warren says INMD is the stock. It goes up again. And the VIX. Warren, I'm not too familiar, but the VIX, yeah, the VIX did get another bid today, and it rallied into the close. That's the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about. Hey, Warren Drew says he shorted the VIX twice. Zap Allen says, oh my God, that dog is adorable. Lou 72 says, I've ordered coffee from there before. That's a great coffee shop. Very, very good. So we'll take another look at the dog for Zap Allen. Jim says, do you have any college advice? Currently pursuing a bachelor's in special education. Wow, Jim, that's awesome. Darnell says, how often do you walk around the city? 5 days a week, but we usually skateboard. We're usually on the skateboard, but tonight it's raining, so we have to walk. But college advice, I think it depends on what you want to do. I think special education is very specific field, and it's a very commendable field too. That's amazing work that you're doing. So kudos to you for that, first of all. So I think if you want to do special ed, and that's what your passion is, I definitely would do that. And you know, we need very kind and compassionate people in special education too. And you seem like a very nice person, so I think you're on the right track. I think you're on a good path. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, we have Tony Olson with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, I don't like your stickers. Have a warm cup of hot cocoa. Love you from, hey, Carson City, Nevada. Tony Olson. Awesome. So Tony, I'll actually be in Nevada very, very soon. Las Vegas I will be. I'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. But thank you for the support on the channel. I do appreciate it very, very much. So thank you. Warren Drew says INMD. I got in at 100. What ticker is that? I'm not too familiar with that ticker. Would you mind letting me know what the company is? Lou72 says, check out Super Friends and the City live streams. Very entertaining. I second that notion. Everybody, please check out our friend, Super Friends of the City, Fernando, the greatest of all time. Very nice guy, very, very entertaining. I'm always joining Super Friends in the City. And he was live today. He was live today, checking out some beautiful artwork. Tony Olson says, I've lived there for 40 years, always be alert. So I'm not, well, thank you for that, number one. Number two, I'm not gonna go there to party. I'm actually visiting a warehouse where it's essentially a warehouse slash data center. Hey, I see Russ NYC. Good evening, Russ. So Fernando, I think you've been to this ramen place up front, up ahead. It's called Jin Ramen. It's one of my favorite places in the city for ramen. Jin Ramen, very, very nice place. So this is St. James Gate on 81st Street. Our moderator Cosmo Scary says, I think there's a lot of good Filipino food in Las Vegas. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too familiar with Las Vegas, but I am going to go there very soon. And I will keep you all updated. Warren Drew says, if I rode my electric board in that weather, my board will short out. Indeed. Yeah, so the reason why I don't skateboard in the rain is because skateboard wheels are not like bicycle wheels. They're very hard plastic, depending on the wheels you get, but I have very hard plastic wheels. So it's essentially like ice skating. So everybody, this is 82nd Street and Amsterdam Avenue. If you want amazing Thai food, this is the greatest Thai food restaurant in New York. It's called Sen, S-E-N-N, and it's phenomenal food from Thailand. It's very good. Extremely good, right here on 82nd Street and Amsterdam. Hey, Chess Jester is here. Says hi, how are you? Good evening, everybody. We are going to Columbia University. Hey, Patrick Hood says, it's raining so much I can't see anything. I think it stopped raining. It just stopped raining here, Patrick Hood. I brought my umbrella, and the streets still look a little bit wet. Drew says, Fremont experience. I'm 15 minutes away from there, but it's up in the mountains. Tatiana, how are you? Hey, we have Charlie Richardson is here again. What's up, Charlie? Always good to see you. ZZ says, we are watching you from Brazil. Send a hug to Francisco. What's up, ZZ? Loose 72, very good to see you again. It's always a joy having you a part of the channel. I trust you're well. So I used to work on this block for many years, and Seinfeld's garage is right down the block here. I always used to see Jerry Seinfeld here. R5T6Y12 says the cell that's hitting New York City right now is about the size of Westchester County. Next storm is 200 miles from western Pennsylvania. Tony says UNLV has a wonderful campus to visit. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Carter says no way, awesome bro. What's up, Carter? Yeah, so Seinfeld's garage is right on 83rd Street between Amsterdam and Columbus. And I used to see him filming that coffee and comedians in cars or something like that. Hey everybody, we have Alden Stallworth here. Alden, happy Tuesday. We're going to Columbia University. Alden, hope you're well. So Chill Beats to Chill says there's an amazing Argentinian restaurant in New York, but I can't remember the name of it. People say it's incredible. I would be interested in that if anybody knows good Argentinian food. Young Breezy, hey Young Breezy, says I'm thinking about moving from California to New York City. How much different is New York City to California? I think it's very different. And number one, I think you should do it. I think you're gonna love New York. New York is coming back. There's so many opportunities here, so many great places to eat. You're gonna meet a lot of cool people. Loose 72 said Barack Obama went to Columbia University. He did. Carter says, I literally just found your stream, dude. I'm subbing. Hey, Carter, thank you. So, Carter, we usually skateboard around New York City and we talk about finance. So every single day, Monday through Friday, we have a specific topic in relation to finance. So yesterday, we covered the Evergrande situation. So we were talking about the major real estate developer Evergrande, which is the second largest real estate developer in China, that they could, well, they have, today they actually defaulted on their debt. So we're gonna be keeping an eye on that as well. So welcome to the channel. This dog is adorable here. But Carter, hope you're well. Where are you from? Welcome to the channel. Tony Olson says, LOL, big difference. I would get out of California if I lived there. I second that. You gotta come to New York. I mean, this is where the opportunities are. This is where Super Friends in the City is. How could you not want to come here? New York says hi, Tom. Hey, Alden Stallworth, thank you so much for the $1.25 super chat. Thank you. Brandy says, currently reading this article while watching your stream. After hours, it is 171. Wish I would have bought more at my original cost basis. Yeah, Disney. So this is 86th Street. Hey, Lady O says, good night, Tom. Have an early start tomorrow. Lady O, have a great day tomorrow. Craig says, I miss New York City. Michelle McGraw, great to have you back. I missed you so much, Michelle McGraw, but hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully work is not too crazy and you're getting some time for yourself. Hey, El Miguel. Gilberto says, my dream is to come to New York City one day. You have to. Paulie says, opportunity is where you look for it. New York is full of egomaniacs, says Paulie. Full of egomaniacs. Kyle says, I think these live streams are definitely the flagship of your YouTube channel. Thank you, Kyle. Bobby says that the majority of restaurants checking the cards. The majority of the ones that I go to, yeah, they definitely are checking the vaccine cards. Hey, Elmer says, greetings from the Philippines. Welcome everybody from the Philippines. I miss New York City. Last was there in 1998. Thanks for keeping it alive. No problem. I was born in 1995. And I wish I was a little bit older because I don't really remember the old World Trade Centers that much. Because I was so young when they were around, so I really don't even remember them. So I wish I was like 23, 24, so I was able to really go into the World Trade Centers, check it out. But I was just too young. I really don't even remember them, to be honest. Elmer's is planning on visiting New York in December. That's awesome. You gotta come. Hey, Patrick, New York is here. What's up, Patrick? Loose 72 says 1995. 1995 is a great year, fantastic year, one of the best. Disney cast member says, yeah, there's no egomaniacs in California. I actually know personally a couple egomaniacs in California, in the Valley, Silicon Valley. But look, I think you're gonna get crazy people everywhere, right? You know, I think it's rational to understand that there's going to be crazies everywhere you go. So, hey, we have Pablo here. What's up, Pablo? He says, I remember going to the roof of the world. Wow. Pablo says he remembers going to the roof of the World Trade Centers. Wow. Lucas says, I have families near New York. That's awesome. Jose says, you're so cute. Thank you, Jose. Baba Yaga 108 says it was a great year. Hey, Carter says, I'm 1988. Love 1988. Sunshine After Rain says, I agree. 1995 was a great year. Fantastic year. One of the best. Anna Lee. What's going on, Anna Lee? R5T6Y12 says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro, have you ever met Walk, Ride, Fly? No, I've never met him, but I really like his streams. Mainly one of the reasons why I like his streams is he's a very big fan of coffee, and so am I. I really like trying different coffee shops. So he's always in his streams. He always goes in different cool little shops that I've never heard of. So I always check him out, especially on the weekends. I check out Walk, Ride, Fly. I think he may live in the neighborhood, right? Or does he live in the financial district? I forget. But no, I've never met him, but I really like Walk, Ride, Fly a lot. Darnell says, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? So I was born in 95, so I just turned 26. Yeah, everybody's saying 95 rocked. Isn't 95 great? Disturbed 540 says, I was 10, saw it on TV. The first time I really felt hate and fear at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. I live in New York City, says Elmer's Glue. Hey, Bobby Sanders with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Bobby. So everybody, I really do just want to say I appreciate the support a lot. I really, really do. And I wasn't expecting this much support. So what I'm going to do, because one of my passions is actually writing. So I was actually wanted to go to school for journalism. So I'm gonna write a weekly newsletter, and it'll be a full economic forecast and market recap and a look ahead. So I'm probably going to publish that on Sunday nights. So we'll go into everything about the commodities markets, the equities markets, foreign markets. We'll talk about the bond market, the debt markets. We'll cover the Federal Reserve and monetary policy. And we'll also delve into the housing market a little bit. And I think it'd be good just to do a weekly newsletter recap. So just be apprised for that. Velez says, hi, watching from Chicago. Love Chicago. Never been to Chicago, but love Chicago. Mota says, Lugar lindo. I like the rain as well. Pablo says, my high school girlfriend's brother gave tours the World Trade Center and gave us access to one of the best views in New York City I've ever seen. Wow, that's awesome. Russ, New York City says, I made deliveries to World Trade Center every day 30 years ago. Wow, Russ. Girl Loves Hemp says, hi there. What's up, Girl Loves Hemp? That's amazing. Deliveries to the World Trade Center every day. Hey, Filler says hi. What's up, Filler? Disturbed 540 says, you welcome, bro. I can't sleep anyway. It's 5:30 a.m. in Germany. Dude, you gotta get some sleep, man. Lou 72 says, like U.S. Steel building. Blackie Ted says, here from Victoria, British Columbia. Wow, awesome. Zap Balance says, Tom, you should create an email sign up and email your newsletters to subscribers. Maybe I'll do that. I was thinking about posting it on the community page for people, but I think that's maybe a good idea. I just really don't want to impose on anybody's personal information, because I know that a lot of people are uncomfortable with sharing their personal email addresses and things like that. So I was thinking about it, and then I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm stealing their information. I'd rather just post it up on the community page where everybody could read it. You don't have to give any of your personal information, and everybody could look at it. New York is so beautiful. Thank you. Nothing like a lovely walk in the rain in Manhattan. And it just stopped raining, which is, I guess, pretty good. What time is it in New York? I'm actually not even sure what time it is, to be totally honest. Hey, Kim Grant is here. Says, hey, y'all. Shalom from Israel. Hey, welcome everybody from Israel. Ryan Royal says, what do you think you'll call the newsletter? I don't know. I was thinking about calling it like Wall Street Express or something like that, or Markets a Look Ahead, or I don't know. I got to come up with a catchy name, but I really just want to break down. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I will have to email it, because it'll have some interactive infographics on there too. So for some of the models that I build in Excel, I want to be able to show that. So maybe I will, but we'll figure it out. I just want to make sure that everybody can have access to it, especially the people, because I put up a join button for anybody that wants to support the channel, and I was totally blown away by the amount of support. So I feel like I need to give you guys the world. I gotta, any way I can help. Yeah, Zap Balance says, email marketing is a big business, Tom. Grow your list. I understand, but I don't really want to collect people's data. So everybody, we are on 93rd Street, West 93rd Street. We're headed uptown to Columbia University. Columbia University. Edwins is storming in Victoria, Texas right now. Where's BTS? So I think BTS is a Korean musical group that is currently right now in New York. I think Joe Biden and a lot of the other world diplomats are also in New York. Hey, Thomas is here. Says, good evening, Tom. Hope you had a great day. Hope you had a good day too. Chill Beats to Jill is here. What's going on? Chill Beats to Chill. Chris Mills is here. What's up, Chris? Pablo says there is another Peruvian Chinese restaurant called Flor de Mayo. Yes, Flor de Mayo is amazing. So Flor de Mayo is right there. No, isn't Flor de Mayo on 83rd Street, Pablo? I could have sworn I remember when I worked on 83rd Street, I would walk across the street and go to Sen and Flor de Mayo almost every day. Charlie Richardson says, what's your opinion on data mining? Very useful, very useful. But I think there's limitations. So a lot of companies are actually getting in trouble right now from the ways they collect data. So for me, when I first started as an account executive selling tech back in the day, I actually made my own data miner. So what I would do is I created a URL profiler, and you could build these in HTML, Python, and all that, where it would scrape, it would web scrape, it would scrape all the URL links of small businesses and enterprise businesses. And then I built a URL profiler to extract email addresses from those domains. And then you could export those emails to Excel. And from Excel, you could hook it up to Word and do a mail merge. Bobby Sanders says, me and my friend are coming to New York City this weekend, but aren't vaccinated. Any tips? Because we wanted to go out, drink and stuff. Are there outside bars? So Bobby, what I'll say is this. If you go to the Upper East Side, you're probably not going to get in anywhere, because the Upper East Side is very, very stringent and strict in terms of the vaccination rules. Now, I'm not telling you to avoid these rules. All I'm saying is usually places like Chinatown, Little Italy, some places in the Upper West Side, the majority of places in Brooklyn, they're very lackadaisical on that, so you could probably get away with it. However, you're allowed to eat and drink outside if you're not vaccinated. You just cannot eat inside. However, if you want to chill outside at the bar, like for example, this bar, I just walked past it, Dive Bar, no idea what it is, never been here before. You can sit in the outside compartment, drink, hang out, and that's totally fine. You just cannot eat inside if you're not vaccinated. So I don't think you'll have an issue at all. And I hope you have a great time. Welcome to New York. Pablo says, I just checked Google Maps and it says 100th Street and Broadway. Well, maybe it moved, because Pablo, I really do remember Flor de Mayo being on 83rd Street. So maybe they had a new location. Hey, Walking World says, check out my stream from yesterday, Battery Park to Hudson Yards Vessel, says Walking World. Definitely will check that out. Hey, Disney Cast member. Oscar says, hi from Colombia. Hey, what's up from Colombia? Yeah, Loose 72 says, long walk indeed. Angela says, yeah, we are going to Columbia University. So the Ivy League school, Columbia, we have a long walk. We're walking from 59th Street to Columbia, so 116th Street. Hopefully we could walk around the campus. Hopefully it's not closed for the night. I'm not sure about the COVID rules, so maybe they won't even let you on the campus, so I'm not sure. Mandas. Yeah, so Mandas, just ignore the Nightbot. You could ignore the Nightbot entirely, because I had to program the Nightbot to be very strict, because one night we just had a lot of people saying very nasty, racist and homophobic comments, and that was a disaster, an unmitigated disaster at that. So I had to program the Nightbot to be very strict, So please understand that if the Nightbot times you out or something like that, it's not because you did anything wrong. It's just because I needed to program it to be very strict. Hey, I see Paul Little. This is my cousin from Germany at LaGuardia. Oh, you picked up your cousin from Germany at LaGuardia, went on the Staten Island ferry as well. That's awesome, Paul. Hope you had a great time. Young Breezy says, well, I'm already vaccinated, so I shouldn't have any problems moving to New York City. Not at all. Not at all. So if you're not vaccinated, you just can't eat inside. You could still eat outside and things like that. But not to get political, I'm just, stating the facts. Cynthia M says, I think Action Kid went to Colombia. Might have been another streamer, but in the daytime, says Cynthia. Yeah, I think Action Kid was actually in Chinatown for the Autumn Festival. I was watching that stream at work. It was awesome. There was so many people out. The city looked great. And Action Kid showed, dang it, I'm forgetting the name. But if anybody wants to check it out, if you type !action in the chat, it'll drop a link to his channel. There was a beautiful sort of mural that they were painting in Chinatown today, and he showed everybody, and it was awesome. And I believe it was, I forget the guy's name, but it was, I believe, an Asian civil rights activist that was very well known in New York City. He goes into, he tells you all about it, but it was a beautiful mural there. I just forget what the gentleman's name was. Girl Loves Hemp says, I'll take New York City over Miami any day. I second that, and I'm moving to New York. I'm moving to Miami. You have to go to Broadway 116th Street to Columbia University. Indeed. This is Eric. Dean says, what's your preference, New York City or Miami? New York City. By far. Can you show a copy of the Vax card? You can take a picture of it on your phone. You don't have to have the original one. Ibrahim Azam says in 25 minutes, autumn will start on the East Coast. Zap Balance says, Tom, I watched the documentary today you recommended on China's empty cities. It was fascinating, yes. So for anybody who's just joining the channel, yesterday's topic was the Evergrande situation. And what I find a little bit even more perplexing than Evergrande, and we talked about that a lot yesterday, but I believe the Chinese are overbuilding. So you will actually have some newly created cities within China that are absolutely completely empty. And these cities will have hotels, they'll have restaurants, completely made, and they're totally empty. And so you know what it reminds me of? It actually reminds me of The Truman Show. If anybody's familiar with that movie, The Truman Show. I was taking an economics 450 class in college, and one of our lectures was on these ghost cities in China. And it was so fascinating that there's such a real estate boom there, but there's so much real estate, but the majority of the real estate is actually in these ghost cities, and people are refusing to move to them. So it's just a very bizarre situation that's going on there. Dean says, great movie. Yeah, The Truman Show, great. Amazing Day says, empty malls too. New Yorker 94 Yanks 2000 says, wait, so why are you moving down to Slowsville anyway? Slowsville. No, the town is North Miami Beach. Possible to go inside the university, says Angela. Well, that's what we're hoping to do. That's what we're hoping to do, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to get in. So we are outside the Whole Foods. Hey, our pal Michelle McGraw says, going to miss that view out of your window, Tom. I'm gonna miss it too. Hey, Joe Hernandez is here. What's up, Joe? Faith Ford is here as well. Joe Hernandez, hope you had a great day. I see Mrs. Nobody, how are you? Jose Flores says good vibes. Tibet NYND. Hermes Addict says you are always going to my former homes. I lived at Columbia Square. You're passing by it now. Wow. Hermes Addict, this is a very built up area. I mean, just 10 years ago or 5 years ago, this was not anything like this. They have a brand new Whole Foods. They have a Bear Burger here, which is a good hamburger spot. They have a Marshall's. So they built this up pretty amazing here. I know, it's almost Halloween. Isn't that crazy? So Hermes Addict says, yeah, that was my house at Whole Foods. Wow. ZZ says, you should know the Brazilian YouTuber Patrick Lopez, who does streams in New York City. I think I have seen him. Jose Flores says, do you know Here Be Bar? Yes, I do. No, well, I mean, not personally, but I've heard of him, yeah. Hermes Addict says, I was there in 2018. So Hermes Addict, I'll be in Florida hopefully next week, finishing up the closing, doing all that stuff, so I'll keep you apprised. And I see Jonathan C is in the house. Rhino305 says, Tom, loving your channel from your future neighbor. Hey, Rhino305, thank you for the warm welcome already. I'm very excited about moving down to North Miami Beach. However, I am going to miss New York City a lot, but I will be back and forth. The plan is to move out of my apartment because my lease is up on the 30th. I'm gonna get a smaller apartment, maybe in Brooklyn or Queens, and then my primary residence will be in North Miami Beach. Jose says your voice sounds like his. Well, maybe I am Here Be Bar. You never know, guys. I think Here Be Bar is from Long Island as well. Hey, Daryl says, good evening from Chicago, Illinois. James says, 3 cities I'm thinking of moving to: Las Vegas, LA, New York City. Which one should I do? New York City, 100%. Not even a question. Didn't even have to think twice. Hey, Tom, Patrick Lopez's channel is very popular in Brazil. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've actually seen some of his content. The majority of it is in Spanish, if I remember correctly. So sometimes when I want to sit down and spend 15 minutes to study and learn Spanish, I actually check into his channel. Joe Hernandez says, I thought you would never move out in New York City. Now I can't imagine moving back to New York City. This is Joe Hernandez. I love New York. Mr. Whoop-de-woo says, hello, sir. Hello. Ibrahim Zam says, Tom, will you start to skateboard in Brooklyn or Queens? I will. You should look for an apartment in Woodside, far from the most convenient access to Kennedy. I like Woodside, Queens. So my friend actually used to live up this way. Hey, Ken J is here. Says, hello, Tom. Is it hard to believe that next weekend will be October and there will be just 3 more months until 2022? Whoa. That just blew my mind. Yeah, this week is flying by. I mean, this year is flying by. Sunshine After Rain says, hello, Tom. When will you be going to Korea? So I can't go to Korea anytime soon because when international people travel to Korea, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And I just can't afford to do that right now. British Gray, I have not heard of that. Russ, New York City says, in 9 years, I'm retiring to Austin, Texas, or South Jersey. I would choose Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is a very big tech hub. Arthur says hi from Brazil again. What's up, Arthur from Brazil? Hey, we have Sunshine, New York. What's up, Sunshine? Iriva says, unbelievable, 3 more months until 2022. Going by fast. It is. Arthur says, love your lives from Brazil. Thank you, my friend. Let's get it over with. 40 years until I retire. I don't think I ever want to retire. I just love working. I love being, I don't know. I think it's maybe because I just have so much energy. So my friends, my really good friends, used to live right here in this building. I'll show you guys right here on the first floor, right there. So I would always go in here and hang out with them all the time. So one of the things I wanted to bring up in tonight's discussion, since we've been having a broad-based equities market sell-off, hold on. Yeah, okay. So whenever you have a stock market sell-off and every single stock on the indices are down or in red, it's very important to try to identify the stocks that are down the least, or as I like to call it, finding a needle in the haystack. Or even what's the best is when you have a really, really negative day in the market, everything is getting killed, everything's getting clocked. It's very important to look for those stocks that are actually green on the day. So if you have every single stock across the board down 3 or 5%, but you have like 1 or 2 stocks that are actually green, that's very, very important to watch for, because statistics have shown that every time you have a major sell-off and the stocks that hold up the best or the most will tend to be the leaders during the next cycle. So those are usually the first ones to come out of their bases and make new all-time record highs. Contrary to everybody's opinion, a lot of people, it's actually safer to buy stocks that are making new, buy stocks that are continuously making new lows. Reason, and stocks are making all-time record lows for a reason. So that's just one good tip. So if you can find the needle in the haystack, so to speak, and identify those stocks that are actually holding up relatively well in a broad-based market sell-off, those are going to be your liquid leaders in a new cycle. So check out this outdoor dining setup. This thing is pretty cool. Joe Hernandez is coming up last quarter of the year. Healthcare stocks help to subsidize the market today, or stabilize the market today. So this is Joe Hernandez. Very interesting. Very good take. Yeah, Joe, I think it's important to also watch the VIX. And the VIX is considered the fear indicator. And usually when the VIX is extremely elevated, that's usually a good time to short volatility, not go long vol. Hey Girl Loves Hemp says there's no pizza like New York pizza. I agree. Russ New York City says I'm retiring from the company I work for, not from working, says Russ. That's awesome, Russ. Well, congratulations on your retirement. Chill Beat says I forgot we're going to Columbia University, so I'm not going to sleep yet. We still have a little bit of ways to go, guys, so please stand by. We would have already been there by now if it weren't for the rain. It just stopped raining too, so if I had the skateboard, we'd be here already. Carter says, I wish I knew about stocks. What's up, Carter? So Carter, I would recommend these books. If you want to start to learn about investing, I would recommend you read Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Phil Fisher. It's one of the greatest investment books of all time. Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Phil Fisher. Also, you could read One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. And Peter Lynch is the former mutual fund manager for the Fidelity Magellan Fund. Hey, Lena Sandoval is here. What's up, Lena Sandoval? Joe Hernandez is true, Tom. So Sunshine After Rain is actually our moderator. So if you want actually those books for free, Nightbot actually just dropped the links in the chat. So you're more than welcome to click on those links and get those books for free. And you could even listen to it via audio on YouTube for free. Lena Sandoval says, good night, Tom. Vinner Smile says, microchip's gonna be back in full production by first or second quarter of next year. Yeah, that's very good. Semiconductor shortage as of late. And I think that's why you're seeing the prices of hardware and other things increase exponentially. Because semiconductors are literally used to make everything, especially now with the electric vehicle boom that we're having in this country and across the world. So if you want to make electric vehicles, computers, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, AI, these all require chips. So they'll definitely be in high demand. In the United States, I believe the official retirement age is 65. I believe. Airman's Addict says, I miss home sometimes, although I prefer downtown on Wall Street. I like my home on the Upper West Side too. Yeah, I think the Upper West Side is the best place to live, in my opinion. Definitely the Upper West Side is the best place to live. I think it's because I really like the architecture a lot. What is the temperature right now? So you guys could actually check the temperature if you do !weather. The Nightbot will actually tell you the weather. But I believe it's probably about 75 degrees tonight. Amazing Day says, what do you think of index funds? Fantastic question, Amazing Day. I think that the vast majority of people should be dollar cost averaging into low cost index funds that track the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and so on. So the person who really pioneered index funds or index investing is a guy by the name of John Bogle, or Jack Bogle. And he is the CEO and founder of the Vanguard Group. The CEO and founder of the Vanguard Group. So definitely check out the book Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle, or Jack Bogle. And he really pioneered the index fund industry on Wall Street because he was sick and tired of seeing retail investors getting ripped off by mutual funds that were charging crazy, irrational fees. So for example, back in the day, if you wanted to invest into a mutual fund, you had to pay what's called a load fee, a front-end load fee and a back-end load fee. And sometimes those were 5%. 5%. And the management fee, the annualized expense ratio, was sometimes upwards of 5% too. So low-cost indexing has very, very low fees, and you will get all of the stock market gains of the indices. So I think the vast majority of people should do that. But if you want to learn how to run like your long-short portfolio, I believe you can also do that as well, very successfully, in my opinion. Lockjaw is at 71 degrees in New York. Hi from Romania, says Senny. Arthur says, are you vaccinated? Yes. Patrick New York says, dollar cost averaging is the best way to invest. Indeed. Yeah, for the vast majority of people, if you just DCA, or dollar cost average, as Patrick New York said, into an index fund, that's very, very low fees. The number one thing in your investing career that you want to minimize the most is the fees. The fees, just like how your returns compound interest, compounding also works in reverse. So if you're paying a 1% or 2% management fee every year, multiply that by 60 years of your investing career, that's a big problem. That's going to be a lot of money you've just thrown away to fees. JJ says, I remember the World Trade Centers too. As a kid, I went to one of the towers looking down. That must have been an amazing experience. Terry says, how curious. There are no dogs in the street like abandoned. Yeah, there's no abandoned dogs here in New York. I mean, everybody's pretty responsible. I think the city has zero toleration for abandoned dogs. Hey, Lee says Fidelity has index funds with no fees. Indeed. I think the expense ratio on many of those sort of index funds or ETFs are probably like fractions of a percent or fractions of a percentage point. Joe Hernandez says Jack Bogle helped level the playing field with fees like Charles Schwab. Indeed. Yeah, so Jack Bogle is a real American hero for the average individual investor. Because back in the day, Wall Street was very much highway robbery with all of its expense ratios, its management fees. And keep in mind, let's say you were investing in a fund and every time you put $10,000 into the fund, they took a 5% front end load fee. And then that year, the mutual fund performed in a negative way. So they actually didn't even make any money. You still have to pay your annualized fee for the management fee. So check out this church. This is beautiful. I think they're going to restore it. But right now it's in a little bit of disrepair, it looks like. I'm not sure if it's closed, but the architecture here looks amazing. And we are on West 112th Street. Leah's here, says, hi everyone. Hi Tom, good to see you again. Good to see you as well. Messy Craig says, hey. Julie says, weather in Chicago. Patrick New York says, are there no load funds still available these days, Tom? Yeah, so the majority of funds now are actually no load. So for example, let's say if you have Charles Schwab and you log into your brokerage account, the majority of those index funds, the majority of those mutual funds, you could actually click a tab that says no load, and it says no load funds, and they'll give you options of every single fund out there that does not charge you any load fee. King Carter says, do you drink coffee? If so, any suggestions? Yeah, I probably drink too much coffee, but I recommend Black Press on 72nd Street and Amsterdam. Black Press Coffee, 72nd Street in Amsterdam. I definitely do recommend that. And Irving Farm on 79th Street and Broadway. What part of New York is this? So we are coming up on Columbia University. So we are on West 114th Street. Chris S says IGV and VGT are great funds for anyone looking for funds. They average 40% year over year. If you aren't sure how to read a chart and get in and out, says Chris. I don't think they'd average 40% every year, but maybe over the last year or two. But yeah, I believe VGT is, I think that's a Vanguard Tech ETF. So I don't think you're gonna get the 40% returns every year, but they definitely will have very low fees, which I agree with you. And I agree with what you said. For most people, it's probably best just to dollar cost average and hold an index fund for your life until retirement. I think too much trading is bad, and it actually leads to suboptimal returns over time. So I agree with you. Chris S says over the last 12 years? That's impossible. Really? 40% annualized returns. So every single year it's returned 40%, or in 12 years it's returned 40%. I'll have to take a look at that because that's really mind-blowing. If it returned 40% a year for 12 years. I don't know about that. But I'll check it out. That's amazing, Chris. Have you ever been on Fox Business? You would be great. I'm not a big fan of Fox Business. IGV is BlackRock, says Chris. So one of the mutual funds I own in my retirement account, Chris, is BlackRock Technologies Opportunities Fund. And that is one that I have in one of my retirement accounts where I just put a portion of my income in that. But the, what's it called? The portfolio manager is a guy by the name of Tony Kim. And Tony Kim is the portfolio manager of the BlackRock Technologies Opportunities Fund. And the ticker symbol is BGSAX. Tony Kim is a phenomenal person, very, very smart. Yeah, I'm not sure if it returned 40% every year for 12 years. I mean, that's like some Bernie Madoff stuff, but I'll check it out. I'm definitely gonna check it out, for sure. Neil Cavuto is a blowhard, says Brandon. Quan says, Tom, what's your favorite takeout spot on the Upper West Side? Sen Thai Comfort Food. Gustavo says, I always watch your channel if you're from Argentina. Brandon says, it's going to be a rough next 2 days in the market. A rough next 2 days in the market. I guess we'll see. I mean, the VIX is still elevated. So this is Columbia University. Here we are, we finally made it. BR says coffee, blah. Hey, my pal Elizabeth says, how's it going? Lion Ace is watching, and I'm in New York. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Brandon, I actually think that the market is, you know, the thing that's concerning me is that the major indices are all below their 50-day moving average, which usually signals risk off, right? However, the VIX is extremely, extremely elevated. I think yesterday the VIX got up to 27, just a touch below 30, which is historically signaling a bottom to the market. So usually when the VIX is elevated, that is a good time to short vol. It's called short vol. So short volatility as opposed to long vol. It's because option prices, for anybody who understands how to price options in the derivatives market, if you're buying options up here, you're buying puts when the VIX is elevated, you're probably going to make more money maybe actually selling these products. So here we are at Columbia University. We finally made it. Mr. Cold, what's going on? Terrell says, which culture, according to your point of view, is more interesting? I'm not sure. Brendan says, I'm looking at that average now. This is Brendan. And the market gave up the majority of its gains throughout the day. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to follow it. But I mean, I think a lot of people have started to follow the market ever since the coronavirus crash. And ever since the coronavirus crash, the stocks have just gone up, 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 up. And I can assure you that that's not the normality, right? So I think a correction is normal. So if we have a 10% correction, as I've talked about on the channel, I think that's going to be very bullish for the market. If we have a 10% sell-off, I think that'll allow the markets to digest a little bit going into a new earnings season. And hopefully we can get some sort of a Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. So this is Columbia University, everybody. I hope you are enjoying this. This beautiful campus, absolutely gorgeous. Blue Sky says, for Fed employees, TSPC fund large cap, 16.36 10-year performance. This is Blue Sky. Chris S says Dow will see around 22,000, says Chris S. What is this building? I believe this is the library. I believe this is the main Columbia University library. Aries Girl 52. Isn't it beautiful? Columbia University is one of the most beautiful campuses in New York City, in my opinion. Elizabeth says beautiful view. Sunshine after rain says it's lovely. Isn't it lovely? It's beautiful. Norm C says, ever measure your steps when walking or streaming? I probably should, Norm. I think I probably do about 3 marathons a week, especially the times when we're on the skateboard, because sometimes when we're skateboarding around Manhattan, we can do easily 15 miles in a day. Chris S says it's beautiful. Hey, the elect lady Tiffany says, my daughter's college. Wow. Yeah, this is one of the best colleges in the world here, Columbia University. So I'm sure your daughter is unbelievably smart. Yeah, Karina says City College also has a beautiful campus too. City College in New York is beautiful. Lehman College also has a very nice campus in Lehman College. Brandon Wilford says, which university, NYU or Columbia? No comment on that, Brandon. Attic Trend says, why isn't everybody in bed? I mean, college students usually never go to bed, right? Isn't that like sort of the stereotype for college kids? Ryan Royal says, is Columbia University an Ivy League school? It is. So Columbia University is one of the best schools in the world. Some of the smartest individuals on planet Earth go to Columbia University. Kapoor, yeah, isn't Columbia University beautiful? I'm just so happy they let us on the campus today, guys, because I really thought that I needed to show my vaccination card, and they did not bring that. And I can't pull it up on my phone or it would have ended the stream. So check out the, well, I think this tent pretty much obstructs the view. But yeah, I think it's a bad look to put the tent up there. But so I'll try to walk over here to give you guys a better view. Wow, check this out, everyone. Isn't that amazing? Leah says it's lovely, Tom. And BR says, what is sleep? Sally says beautiful. Yeah, Brandon Wilford says Fordham University is nice as well. Fordham is in the Bronx. Beautiful campus in the Bronx. Aries Girl 52 says, I visited New York City in 2001, 2 months prior to 9/11. Wow. I never walked so much. Ellen A says, I thought you were a man of culture. Is it in the Upper West Side? Yeah, this is the Upper West Side. Priscilla says, wow, there's still students out at midnight. Yeah. Mr. Cold says, nah, you don't need to show them your papers. What is this? Is this the Soviet Union? Well, no comment on that either. But this is Columbia, beautiful. What kind of food does this university have? I'm not sure about the university. Kay Wade says, Tom, make some new friends here. Hey, we have Snipes here. It says John Jay in the house. Love John Jay. Alma mater. So everybody better behave because our boy here works for the feds. Don't want any door kicking to go on in the Wall Street Escape Road channel. No door kicking tonight. Yeah, Charlie Richards says, isn't that view perfect? This is one of the most fantastic campuses, I think. Really beautiful. So I'll give you guys a shot from here. TCY says, Tom's Diner is down the street. Yeah, Charlie, wouldn't that make a great wallpaper? Yeah, Joe Hernandez, you're right. So Fordham actually also has a Manhattan campus, which is near John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Look at the architecture here. So Julie says both University in New York City and Columbia are the top 2 universities. So this is the library at Columbia University. So when I played soccer in college, I actually scrimmaged the Columbia University soccer team, and they're really good, actually. Aries Girl says, next time I come to New York City, I'll have to go to the campus. Yeah, you should go to the campus. It's beautiful here. And I think it's open to the public. Well, we're here, and I don't go here, so. Gerald Lee says, one of my professors was a graduate of Columbia. Wow, he must be really, really smart. Hey, Paul's here, says, greetings from Germany. Girl Loves Hemp says, what college did you go to? Tom, I went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice. It's a CUNY school. Gustavo says, you love hearing the sound of crickets. Does anybody know what the futures are doing? If anybody can look at the E-mini futures contract. Annalise says, what position did you play in soccer? I was a center midfielder. Black Angel says, I had a long day and I'm ready for bed, but can't stop admiring this campus. Isn't it like crazy? Can you imagine being a college kid right here, hanging out with these bros over here, just chilling at midnight? That's the life. In college, I never really had a classic college experience. I was always working 24/7. West Coast Sunset, yes, Columbia University is technically in the Heights. JK says 325 futures are up. Marcia Williams is right across from Roosevelt Hospital. Quan says Columbia Film School graduates leave school with $300,000 in debt and $30,000 a year jobs. Yeah, we actually made a topic. So one of our streams, our topic was actually discussing that. And we were talking about the student loan crisis in America. And I think that the student loan crisis is really brought about by the federal government subsidizing all of these student loans. So if the government would actually get out of the business of subsidizing these loans, I think we would actually probably have cheaper college tuition, in my opinion. Because if you think about it like this, if the government is going to guarantee all of these loans, why should the colleges lower their prices? If I know I put my tuition to $150,000 for 4 years, why would I, and the government's going to subsidize it, why would I lower my prices? Julie says it's very late. Yeah, sure. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Hey, have a good one. Good luck at the school. Gig Life Girl says so much. Oh, how much is to go here? I don't know how much Columbia University is this semester. Does anybody know in the chat how much Columbia is? Julie says it's very late this hour and all the students are still out. Mercury X says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro, good to see you. Your right side of the short is too far down. Pick looks crooked. Yeah, I know. It's been like that all night. I can't really fix it. I don't know why. It's been like that all night though. I think it's because it's raining and it's broken a little bit. Wow, Girl Loves Hemp, you went to Wellesley and it was $40,000 a year. Is it really $64K a year to go to Columbia? Wow. Yeah, so college tuition would be a lot cheaper if the government would stop subsidizing all these student loans. Because if you're guaranteed to get the money, these schools will just keep raising tuition because they know that the students are able to take on all the debt load. Jay Miller, the man says 265K, wow. Disney cast member says, my son attended the Art Institute of Phoenix and they closed in mid-year, still has debt and affecting his credit. Wow, became a blacksmith instead. You should sue, you should have a civil suit against that. If the college goes bankrupt, the student loan should actually be absolved. So I think you have a pretty good civil suit on your hands. West Coast Sunset says undergraduate at Columbia University is upwards of 60K. That's insane. Is it really 60K? Jeez. Would you ever live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn? I think I would. I lived in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Walking London says, wow, looks massive, but so pretty. So we'll take a quick lap here. So tonight on the stream, we talked about relative strength. So you want to, when the market is down a lot, what you want to look for is the stocks that are down the least or holding up the best, because those are usually going to be the leaders of the market when the market turns around. Best case scenario would be to look for stocks that are actually up on the day when you have a sea of red. Is NYU better than Juilliard? I'm not sure. UCLA Berkeley is 70K. Wow. You know, actually, let's walk down here. UCLA Berkeley is 70K. That's crazy. Hey, Paul Little says, nice, love soccer, played in high school. Grew up idolizing Pele. Love Pele. Love Pele. Russ, New York City says, you live in Bushwick, Brooklyn. That's awesome. Joe Hernandez, oh my gosh, guys, every comment the price goes up. Joe Hernandez says, actually, Columbia is over 79 grand a year without financial aid. Wow, I don't think I could ever afford that one. So this is the, I guess you can call this the main quad, I guess you can call it. William Rich says, Juilliard is better if your major is music. Traveling Tips says, USC is 72,000 for undergrad. Wow, 72 grand. But is it really, I mean, Joe Hernandez. So Joe Hernandez is actually, Columbia is over 79 grand a year without financial aid. And USC is 72 for undergrad. I did not know that. I didn't know it was that expensive. BR says, there's such a thing as financial aid for that school? I think so. I think everybody's eligible for financial aid, but a lot of the times financial aid comes in the form of student loans, which are, I think is a big scam, student loans. That's a recipe for debt disaster, says Priscilla. I agree. But I mean, these kids that are going to Columbia, these are going to be, you know, the leaders of the free world in the future. Quant says, actually, Columbia is $1 million a year. Jay Miller, trust me, not 71K. More than 93% of class receive aid. And nerds like myself got a free ride except for housing, books, etc. Says Jay Miller. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you're really, really smart, you'll probably just go to school for free. I think the only people who probably pay the big bucks are the ones who go for like maybe liberal arts. And I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal that the film school here, a lot of students are graduating with like $300,000 in debt. But yeah, my brother went to Cornell University and he was a biomedical engineer, and they pretty much paid his whole way because our family didn't make a lot of money. Annalise is the only Columbia I'm going to. Who is the country? That's funny. Julie Hawks is financial aid for those students who have low family income. Yeah, my brother went to Cornell and my family didn't pay much anything. But then again, as somebody pointed out on the stream, it goes by your family's income. And a lot of people who go to these Ivy League schools are very wealthy. Not everybody at all, but many of them are very wealthy. But my family was not in the slightest bit wealthy. So my brother did pretty much get it for free. Paul Little says, my niece's tuition at Smith is 70K. Wow. Jeez. But I mean, these kids are smart. I mean, if you graduate in Columbia University and you have some sort of STEM degree, you're probably going to work at, an investment bank. You're probably going to get a very good job, high-paying job in software at a major tech company, and you're probably going to make high six figures a couple years out of college. What's up? I'm new to the stream. Welcome, everybody. We are Columbia University. It says Levotion. Welcome to the stream. We're happy to have you here. Zap Allen says, yep, Josh, the guy I work with who went to Columbia was a couple $100,000 in debt. Yikes. Oh man, that's not good. I hate to hear that. But I mean, this is a beautiful campus though, Columbia, unreal. Are you using a wide angle lens? Because I attended there and this area didn't seem this wide. I am not using a wide angle lens. Hey, Stanley says hello from Hong Kong. Welcome everybody from Hong Kong. So I gotta sit down. We've been walking for about 2 hours. So this is I think this is the second library. I'm not too sure what it is. Hey, Bonzo Lol says, shout out from San Diego, California. Hey, what's up everybody from San Diego? Yeah, so Out and About actually just dropped an article about people that attended law school that are in massive amounts of debt. Hey, Johnny Johnson says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro, study a trade on YouTube and make $100,000 a year. Yeah, I think going to a trade school is a very good idea as well. I have a lot of friends who work in HVAC in the city. Joe Hernandez says, hi, Sam. And Sam's here. Says, hey, Tom, what's up? So always good to see Sam on the chat. He is from Toronto, Canada. So Sam, we are on the campus of Columbia University. BR says, what's wrong with NYU? I know someone who graduated from Columbia and works as a dog trainer. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's just in a different spot in life. I mean, dog trainer is a cool job. I'm not hating on that. But there's nothing wrong with NYU. So if anybody is interested in really learning and understanding securities analysis, there's a professor at NYU Stern, Aswad Damodaran, and he's considered the dean of valuation. And he has a YouTube channel where he actually posts many of his lectures on his channel for free. So his name is Damodaran. And Nightbot actually just dropped the link, our good moderator, Sunshine After Rain. Judy says, I'm in San Diego and my daughter's at Barnard. Hey, Barnard College is Columbia, the women's school at Columbia. That's awesome. Well, I hope she's having a great time. She must be really smart. She must be a really, really smart individual. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. That was Judy. Judy said that. Walking London says, wonder what would happen if that money was put into a business instead of school. I think that's a good point. AI says, absolutely brilliant. Hey, AI, good to see you, man. Good to see you, AI. Beautiful campus, though. Kay Wade says, data science is a popular field right now and easy to work remotely for the long term. I mean, I think if I could go to Columbia, and I could never get into this school in a billion years. I don't even have half the intelligence it takes to go to a school like this. But if I could and I had to pay it out of pocket, I think I would, just because it's Columbia. I don't know. And if I could study some sort of like STEM field. But then again, I'd probably fail out of this school because I could definitely not handle Ivy League coursework. That is not my expertise. So this is the west side of the Columbia University campus. Yeah, Paul Little says many of the students are very wealthy. That is true. I think if I was very wealthy, I'd send my kids to, the best schools as well. This is one of the greatest schools on planet Earth, Columbia University. I think all of the Ivy Leagues, like Cornell, Stanford. Brittany McCurdy says, beautiful campus. I would fail by midterms. Same here, Brittany. But isn't it beautiful campus? This is like an amazing place. I'm so surprised there's this many students still on the campus at this time of night. But it's good to see. It's good to see things that are back to normal, Velma Smith says, hello from Chicago. Sam says, Tom, they have to pay you to go there. I wish. Sam, good to see you again. Ren says, I would fail on the first day of class. I think I would too. I did take an online course at Columbia for a Python online course. But yeah, NYU is East 8th Street. So East 8th Street and NYU. Jay Miller says, please turn around, walk exactly 300 meters north. Your current position is 120th Street Broadway, and wave at the physics building. Spent all my time there. Okay. Let's see. Please turn around, walk exactly 300 meters north. So are you talking about 120th Street's this way, right? You want me to walk up this way? All right, I'll walk up this way to 120th Street. I don't know where the physics building is, but might as well while we're here, let's explore it. Let's check it out. Does Columbia own every hospital in New York? I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. Invest in electric vehicle and nickel stocks, says Blackie Ted. Interesting take. Rick says you wouldn't send your kids to any of these schools. Towards Barnard, Northwest, please. Yes, Barnard. I think that's here. Jay Miller, just direct me. Feel free to directly. Zap Balance says, Tom, security probably thinks you're a student. I don't think I look like a student. Maybe, I have a backpack on. All right, Northwest. This is Northwest. We're looking north, south, east, west. So this is the physics building right here. Jay Miller. Johnny Johnson says, what phone and service are you using? Great video, data, and stream is smooth. I am using Verizon, and we are on an iPhone 11. And unfortunately, it was raining tonight, so we're not on the skateboard, but we're usually streaming on the skateboard. Joe Hernandez says, no, Columbia doesn't own all the hospitals. Left of the building in front of you, go up the stairs. Physics building's next. All right, we'll do it. We'll go up these stairs. So you want me to go up the main stairs, right? All right, we'll do it. Ryan Royal says, if I was wealthy, I wouldn't go to school. I would be set for life. I think if I had, I think I would just do it to try it. I would pay my way into an Ivy League school and be like, I just wanted to see what it's like, the coursework here. I guess they didn't teach navigation at Columbia. Yeah, I'm a CUNY kid, so I need a little bit extra help. Left of the building in front of you. Physics, wow. So Jay Miller, I'm assuming you studied physics. It's amazing. Girl loves hemp, says Tom, you're a cool guy, thank you. Or the right connection, says Paul Little. So our pal Jay Miller says northwest corner, next to coffee house, north of the gym. Oh, Jay Miller says you studied computer science. Wow, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Do you work in the city? You don't have to disclose it if you don't want to, but I'm just curious. So Jay Miller, am I going to the right place? The physics building. I'm not sure where that is, Jay Miller. Maybe here? Jay Miller says, oh, Austin. Austin is a huge tech hub, so that's great. I work in tech as well, but I'm not a software engineer. Maybe this is it, let's see. Zap Balance, there's so many kids just walking around on the campus so late. This was nothing. So this is Lewiston. Wow, it is a beautiful campus though. I mean, wow. Hey, Caveman says, hello from Canada. I've never been to New York, but still love it. It's beautiful, beautiful city. Caveman, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Jay Miller says, no, not it. Okay. Well, this is cool walking around. This is great. K Wade says, I got a new job opportunity from a tech company based in Texas. Dude, congrats, that's awesome. So I think this is Barnard right here. Right here is Barnard College. Zap Balance says, let's support Tom by clicking the like button and subscribing. Thank you, appreciate that. You should play Warmer, Colder. So 120th Street, this is... All right, we'll just walk around because, you know, we're supposed to be walking around Columbia anyway. It's beautiful here. Caveman says, thanks for doing this. No problem, Caveman. Thank you for being here. Look at how green everything looks after the rain. Maz Har says, which campus are you at? We are at Columbia University. Columbia University. What did you have for dinner? I actually went to the Carnegie Diner tonight. Not that bad. Not. It was all right. So this is the mathematics building. So I'm assuming we're getting close. So this is Columbia University mathematics building, everybody. Right here. Columbia, I have a family member who just started there this year. Awesome. This is a fantastic school. Great school. Beautiful campus. Eddie says, why are you in your country? No health insurance. It's hard to pay. Everything's self-pay. We have health insurance in this country. I don't know what you mean. We do have health insurance in this country. Next to Putin Hall. Well, let's check out the line first. We'll check out the line first. I want to see this. GGNYC says Columbia University looks serene at night. Isn't it beautiful here? I like the world's brightest go to Columbia. Indeed they do. Disney cast member misses the green of New York. Well, Arizona is mainly rock, isn't it? Just all rock and desert. Sally says beautiful nighttime. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Look at all of, I'm assuming this is like a chemistry building. I'm not sure if you guys could see in the windows, but you see all of like the beakers and the flasks and all that stuff. Oh, this is the, physical fitness center. So we're getting close. Getting close. Johnny Johnson says, yeah, for $28,000 a year, you too can have health insurance. So Marcellus Physical Fitness Center. Caveman says, I liked chemistry, just hated the math involved in it. E-Man, yo, demonetized. Let's go pump some iron. Diego, I did just pass the gym. Jeremiah says, hey man, love your streams from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Thank you so much. There is a breezy way connecting the chemistry building to physics building. Oh, is this it? I'm assuming this is it. They are starting to ban any new gas stations being built in Canada. I am telling you, invest in nickel now and you will be rich, says Blackie Ted. Very interesting. I'm not sure about that, but I will do my due diligence, and thank you for sharing that. Jason Watts says, every time I hear or see Columbia University on TV, it reminds me of the movie Ghostbusters. Yeah, but I agree with the electric vehicles for sure. I think that is a good thesis. Too bad the news posted New York's worst screaming getting cut off as far as I'm concerned. Worst screaming, Big Apple. All right, what building is this, Jay? Robert Kramer says, too bad the news posted New York. Worst screaming. Your Big Apple is getting cut off as far as I'm concerned, unless I see different. Those weren't my peeps. I'm not too sure about what you said. We are at Columbia University. Hey, this is, yeah, I think this is the physics building. Here we go. There we go. Finally found it. Boom. All right. There you go. Hope you enjoy your physics building, everybody. Woohoo. All right, let's take it in. Let's enjoy it. Yeah, it is very quiet, isn't it? What time is New York on right now? Not too sure. All right, cool. Well, there you go. There's something to be said for world-class architecture, I agree. My university just dropped $500 million on a new physics major, so I was beyond excited when it opened. That's awesome, Ethan. What university do you go to? Cade Wade says, let's go inside. I think I'd get tackled if I went inside. So I think the screen is a little bit off-centered, but I think that's because it's been raining, but now it's stopped raining, and I had to adjust the screen. Hey, Cheeky Bear is here. What's up, Cheeky Bear? Oh, Annalise says you went to Monroe College, New Rochelle. Monroe's a really nice college, really good campus. Robert Kramer says on the streets, they gathered today and let the world know you all want out. Robert Kramer, what are you referring to? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Where is the math lab, says Edson. Not sure. Rose says, what school are you at? This is Columbia University. Columbia University. Michelle says, yes, you're leaning to the right. I know. I don't know how to fix it while I'm streaming, but I think it's just because I was wiping the... DB Racer says, New York City implemented a Vax passport already, right? They might ask you for that anytime you dine in. Indeed, they do. John Stack says, in 1921, Einstein gave his first lecture of theory of relativity at Columbia University. Wow. Well, Columbia is beautiful. I really enjoyed the time here. Very much. So New York City did implement a vaccine mandate, but you could, if you're not vaccinated, you could still eat outside. You could still eat outside. Can I show a pic of my Vax card? No, I can't. But if you just Google vaccine card, you could see it. Michelle McGraw says E equals MC squared, indeed. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful campus. Amazing. So if you like this content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We usually skateboard around the city and talk about finance, so I'm very glad you're here. Beautiful bench. Joe Hernandez says, Tom, how's your battery? I think I'm on 20% battery, so I think we're good, Joe. So we're gonna stream until the wheels fall off or the battery dies. DB Races is up here in Toronto. Vax Passports kicking tomorrow. Should be fun. This is DB Racer. Hey, Carmen says hello. What's up, Carmen? So for those of you who are just joining, we are on the campus of Columbia University. Very beautiful. Check it out. I'm still in awe of how much nicer it is than I thought it would be. Yeah, it's beautiful here. Very beautiful. Sunshine After Rain says, are we stopping for OJ tonight? Absolutely we are. Ethan says they use Columbia in Spider-Man, even though ESU, Spider-Man's university, is based out of NYU. Interesting. Ethan, hope you're well. Scary Cat says, what if you lose your Vax card? I'm not sure. Disney cast members is established in 1754 as King's College on the grounds of Trinity Church in Manhattan. Yeah, I used to pass by King's College all the time. Carmen says, special request, any chance you can do the Roosevelt tram? We can, but not tonight, because we're on 120th Street and that's on 59th Street, but I promise you I will do it. Carmen, if you comment on any video on my YouTube channel, please visit the tram. I will be able to remember that, so please do that. Yeah, Ren, you wouldn't even know you're in New York City. George says, every time I see your videos, I want to go to New York. Definitely come, guys. Definitely come to New York. Beautiful campus here in Columbia. Disney cast member says, Columbia is the oldest institution of higher education in New York and the 5th oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. Wow. That's awesome. Paul Little says, Tom, as a night owl, really enjoying your streams. Thank you so much. Caveman says, I could hear crickets. I can too. It's beautiful here. So here's one more look of Columbia. Then we'll walk down the stairs. But there's still a lot of students out, which is pretty cool. So everybody, I wanted to announce I am going to be coming out with a newsletter. It'll be a financial newsletter covering all topics of the equities markets, commodities markets. We'll touch on the Federal Reserve, and I will be putting that out every Sunday night. So I appreciate everybody's support on the channel. I really, really do. Jay Miller says, hey Tom, you're walking south and away from the STEM buildings and towards those silly social science buildings. Seriously, thank you very much. I'm crying in Austin. Hey, Jay Miller, we just did the physics building. I may have to go back, dude, if you were away from the stream. Oh man, I really don't want to walk all the way back there, but I will. We were just there, Jay Miller, I promise. We were near the physics building. I was filming it for you, my friend, and it was beautiful there. Unbelievable, wow. Night owls unite. Disney cast member says the university's endowment stands at $11.26 billion in 2020, among the largest of any academic institution. So the endowment is $11.26 billion. That is really, really crazy. That is wild. Brandy says Sundays are going to get even better. Del High says nocturnal, I know. AI says looking forward to your newsletter, Tom. All the best. Team STEM, yes, Team STEM in the house. Indeed, Team STEM. STEM all the way. We have a lot of people who work in tech, Silicon Valley, investment banking on the stream. A lot of doctors also watch the stream. I've been getting emails from a lot of doctors too. So we have a very diverse group of people. It's awesome. T and Me TV says, again, watching from Nashville. You're gaining viewers from here. Love Nashville, Tennessee. We're on the campus of Columbia, the beautiful campus of Columbia University, I should say. The beautiful campus of Columbia. Mojob26 says, well, these days one can get an equivalent education abroad for a tuition that is a fraction of the price in the United States. That's very interesting. Darvish says I'm supposed to move to New York City in January. Awesome. Saspro, thank you. Appreciate that. Williams says 11 billion is pocket change in comparison to Congress spending. Hey, Sunshine New York is here. So that's the thing. A lot of these big institutions, you know, set aside from Ivy League institutions that have huge endowments, I think they should be using those endowments to help students pay for school, as opposed to letting them take on massive amounts of student loan debt. Because essentially these endowments, you're just running massive hedge funds. Because, you know, we talk a lot about it on the channel, that we want to watch institutional order flow from mutual funds, investment banks, and one of those includes endowment funds. So endowments are also invested in the equities markets and things like that. Another one we should watch is pension funds. So CalPERS is one of the largest pension programs for the state of California, CalPERS. Evans says higher education in the US is out of control in terms of money and who can afford a decent education. Canada is generally quite fair in that regard, says Ethan. Cade Wade says, gotta drop. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Jay Miller says, thank you, Tom. No need for you to return to the physics building as my migraines will come back. Once again, thank you and good luck in Miami. You're a good man. Hey, Jay Miller, thank you. I appreciate that. And I hope you had a great time at Columbia. This place is great. I love it. I'm having a really good time tonight. And thank you for wishing me well in Miami. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think college would be a lot more affordable in the United States if the government would get out of the business of issuing or guaranteeing loans. So get the government out of the student loan business. Lucas is okay, Tom. Thank you very much. You were so awesome. Job today was great. I think you were very cool. Well, I think you are very cool, Lucas. Thank you for the kind words. Gunmo Ed says, where's the party, Tom? I think we just missed it. Bowser says, hi from Poco. Welcome. What's up, Bowser? DB Racer says, University of Toronto is about $6,500 for Canadians, but $60,000 for international students? Wow. I didn't know that. That's a pretty large disparity. So I'm assuming these tents are just for students to study outside, probably to create space. They don't want them packed into all the places due to the virus. But I think you need to be vaccinated in order to return to college, if I'm not mistaken. Ethan says a lot of wasted space between those hedged areas, especially since space is such a rarity in New York. I'm kind of glad they leave it like this because it kind of gives you the feeling that you're not in New York City. Bowser says, do you have an Instagram account? Yes, so you guys could follow me at Wall Street Skate Bro on Instagram. I mainly post, usually once a week, I will post my equity research on the site. You could also follow my community page. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Wall Street SaaS Bro. So SaaS as in software as a service. And you could check out my podcast with Akram's Razor. I was on Akram's Razor's podcast. Hey, MTR is back in the house. It's hi from Dallas. MTR, you just missed the Columbia University stream. Paul Little says 11 billion. That's more than some countries' GDP or GNP. Humans have fur, not hair. Johnny Johnson says $70,000 a year for school. Crazy. Go to a school in Germany. It's free there now and learn a new language. Maybe I'd like to visit Germany. Candy says hello from Egypt. Yes, Egypt. I really want to go to Egypt. Maybe we'll go to Egypt next year. Funk Boogie says the United States is in debt, but they won't tell you because the government will collapse overnight. Funk Boogie, I think everybody is pretty well aware of the indebtedness or the gravity of the indebtedness of the United States. I think that's a pretty well-known thing. But I think just as long as interest rates are low, I think we will continue to see the acquisition of debt by the government. As recent as the 80s and 90s, college was much more affordable in the United States before it was easier to get government loans. Yeah, so we talked about that on an earlier stream about that's why the price of college is so high, because the government subsidizing all of these student loans has allowed for the prices of college education to inflate. Because if the government is guaranteeing all these student loans, why should the colleges lower their prices? You know, if I know people will 100% qualify for the loans, I'm gonna raise the price. And that allows the colleges to have runaway budgets to hire new administrators, to build new buildings, sports teams, and things like that. So it is crazy. Ethan says, how are German schools for international students? Also, countries being in debt isn't panic over. Everyone is astonishingly indebted, it seems to me. I agree. All right, everybody, we're on 115th Street. That was it. I hope you enjoyed the Columbia University tour. And now we will walk downtown. But this is the Columbia University bookstore. Jay Miller says, walk straight and across Broadway and check out Barnard College. Hey, Joe Hernandez. I'll see you in the next one, pal. Appreciate you always joining. It's an absolute pleasure to always talk to you. So I was in college, unfortunately, when there was that murder. That Barnard College student was unfortunately murdered walking to class, which was terrible. That was a couple years ago. Where are the dorms? Are they concentrated or spread like NYU? I'm not too sure about the dorms up here. I think that's a good question for our friend Jay Miller. I'm actually not too familiar with Columbia. I went to a CUNY school, so for me, there was no dorms. There was no student life. A lot of people who go to a CUNY school tend to be from New York City or from New York State, like myself, and they just go to class and work. So there's no dorms at all for CUNY students. Hey, good morning from Slovakia. Welcome everybody from Slovakia. Jay Miller says, walk south 2 blocks for the dorms. Well, I have to go back to Central Park South anyway, so I'll bring you guys along, but I'm on 10% battery, so if I die, I appreciate everybody joining, and I will see you all in the next one. So please subscribe to the channel for more streams and financial talk. So I guess I'll just stream until the battery blows out. But we had a pretty good stream tonight, everybody, so thank you so much. Jay Miller says the dorms are on 114th Street for Columbia University. Can you do NYU before you move? Yeah, we're at NYU almost every single night when we skateboard. We were at NYU like 2 nights ago, but I'll definitely go. For those of you that are interested, if you want to put in a request on where we should stream every night before I go live, I put up a poll and you guys could actually vote on where we will live stream from. So definitely do that. Iman says, take a stroll through Harlem. I used to live on 126th Street, right near the new Whole Foods. I really enjoyed living up there. GGNYC says, thank you, Tom. Sam, always good seeing you, Sam. Annalise says, when will be the next one? We should be able to go live tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't rain, so we'll be back on a skateboard. And tomorrow, I guess tomorrow's topic, I wanted to cover a specific mutual fund that I think you guys will be very interested in. And I'll share with you the link to the Investors Business Daily article where they interviewed the 2 mutual fund managers. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But the mutual fund is based out of Columbus, Ohio. Craig Foster says, thanks. Sunshine, New York says, I love living in Harlem. I loved it too. So Sunshine, I used to live very close to the brand new Whole Foods that they just built in Harlem. That's where I lived. It was great. Abe Bless says, what time will you be live tomorrow? We're usually live around 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Melee says, thank you, Tom. This was a nice walk. Melee, appreciate you. Could you speak more to the scaffolding scam landlords pull? You mentioned it the other day. Well, I'm not sure if it's a scaffolding scam, but usually what happens is they'll get hit with a code enforcement or a code violation where they have to repair the stucco or whatever is on the outside of the building. So the landlords usually don't want to come out of pocket if they don't have the money to make the repairs. So they'll just put the scaffolding up like this, and the scaffolding will sit there for years, sometimes 3 or 4 years, because they don't have the appropriate funds to make the repairs. So that's why you see scaffolding up so long in New York City. So the mayor is trying to pass a bill. So this is 110th Cathedral Parkway here. 110th Cathedral Parkway, which is the very top of Central Park. Disney cast member says, I blocked him. Peter Ott says, good morning from Frankfurt, Germany. I was by the Rucker. Nice. Yeah, so the scaffolding they keep up, because just so long as they keep the scaffolding up, sometimes they don't have to pay those fines. So they'll keep the scaffolding up, but they will not actually repair the building. He agrees. MTR says Guten Tag. What's up, MTR? So if I remember correctly, I think MTR used to be a quantitative researcher at 2 Sigma, I believe. Something like that. Jay Miller says 114th Street and 112th Street, west of Amsterdam to Broadway in Amsterdam. You walk too far south if you cared to see the dorms. I think I gotta head back, man. I think it's almost 1 a.m. and I gotta wake up. I have like so many conference calls tomorrow. I actually have to do 3 presentations. So I was building slide decks all weekend. I have to do 3 presentations tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow I'll come back, I'll show you the dorms. But it's like almost 1 o'clock. I gotta get home. Lisa says, can you join the people who do dumpster diving one night and get barely old food? What? John says, Jeremiah says, Williamsburg area is really cool at night. Williamsburg's awesome. I used to live in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Greenpoint, Brooklyn's great. I don't necessarily agree with that narrative that college is a waste. I don't agree with that. I think college is very important, but you could definitely go to college and study something ridiculous. You know, if I wouldn't spend, 70 grand a year to study basket weaving or something like that. I think college is what you make of it, If you go into a STEM field, you can come out of school making very, very good money. Jay Miller says, dude, you're young. Stream all night, go home, shower, then go to work. I'm a little burnt, man. But that's right. You're right, Jay Miller. You're right. Hey, L the Original says, thank you, Tom. Get home safe. You're the best, L. So everybody, we finished the Columbia University tour. We got to see Jay Miller's old alma mater, beautiful Columbia. Love that campus. I think it's my favorite campus. College is great. It really helps you be a well-rounded individual. I agree. I just wouldn't go to a private school and take on debt to go to college. I would either, if you're not smart enough to get into a Columbia, you could go to a local state school and pay your way through school, come out of school with no debt, and you get a solid education. Walking World says nothing good happens in New York City after midnight. I disagree with that. I think that's when the fun starts. John Ashley, we will. I promise, we will. MTR says, Tom, what's the most expensive restaurant you've ever eaten at? And what did you eat? MTR, I went to a restaurant called Per Se, P-E-R-S-E. And it's a French restaurant in the Time Warner Center. That's now the, it's now the Deutsche Bank Tower. And that place was so expensive, but good thing I wasn't picking up the tab on that one. Diego says, if you move to Florida, maybe a tour of FIU or U Miami. Oh, we'll definitely be skateboarding all over Miami, all over, I promise. Jeremiah says, sorry, is there any way to go to a school for free in New York as a foreigner like CUNY or so? Yeah, CUNY is very affordable. I went to a CUNY school. I would apply for all of the grants. So any grants, I would apply for grants. I try to apply for as many grants as possible. Hey BR, what's up? How much did your meal cost? Well, we went out with a lot of clients, and I think the bill was over $8,000. But we went out with a lot of clients, like 3 or 4 clients and 2 people from the office. MTR says there's more French restaurants in New York than Paris. Patrick New York says, later Tom, see you next time. Delmonico's back in the day, 4 Lux 7 courses, Ivy, Beverly Hills. GGNYC says, passing by my favorite bakery. So everybody, I'm on 3% battery. I just got the notification. So I do appreciate everybody that's joined the stream tonight. I hope you all enjoyed our conversations. We were talking about the stock market today. We were talking about the volatility. We will have another topic coming up tomorrow. So if you like these kind of streams, feel free to subscribe to the channel. MTR says Peter Luger's. Yeah, that's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I used to work with a home healthcare agency that was right around the corner from Peter Luger's Steakhouse. Great. eight big ones like Goodfellas. You mean not free but affordable? Yeah, I think CUNY school is the most affordable. So if you're coming here from a foreign country and you want to go to college where it's more affordable in New York, definitely do the CUNY system or the SUNY system, which is the State University in New York. Hey, Gun Moed is here. What's up, Gun Moed? Just went to the U, partied 25/7, Big Short. See y'all. Hey, take it out. Take it easy, Gun Moed. University of Miami is great. Sam says, good night, everybody. Good night, Sam. Dalton says, see you in the next stream. Yeah, TYC says CUNY used to be free. It did. Indeed. Zap Allen says, great show, Tom. Have a good night. Always good to see you, Zap Allen. AI says, good night and good luck on your presentations tomorrow. AI, thank you. Thank you so much. Brandy says, ready for the market to open tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Yes, Brandy, you can always watch the futures market. So if you watch the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract, the ticker symbol is ES. And you could also watch the NASDAQ, which is the NQs. And you could watch crude oil futures, ticker symbol CL. And you could take a look at the futures market. British Gray says, much blessings and love as always, Tom. Thank you, British Gray. I appreciate it. The New Jersey Devil says, just got off work, parked rig, now hungry. Hey, the New Jersey Devil. Hope you're well. We were just taking a tour of Columbia University. Sunshine After Rain says, thank you, Sass, bro. Awesome stream as always. Take care and get some sleep. Thank you, Sunshine After Rain. You're the best. You are the best. Brandy says, I appreciate that, Tom. No problem. Sylvia says, what are the odds you come to Kansas City for some good barbecue? I'm in. So it's funny, I've been to Kansas City. I went to I'm not sure if anybody knows the name of this city, but it's called Overland Park, Kansas. When I used to work at my previous company, I had to go to the Sprint headquarters at Overland Park, Kansas, and it was the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life. Omar K says, appreciate the walk, Tom. Thank you, Omar. Hey, is it cold out there, bro? Not too cold, 71 degrees. So everyone, I'm gonna work on the newsletter. I should have a weekly newsletter coming out on Sunday for everybody. So definitely work on that. Brandy McMurdy, my pal Brandy, says, night, Tom, have a good night and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate it, Brandy. TYC says, Oklahoma Joe's has the best barbecue. Sunshine New York says, Tom, are you walking back down? Please be safe. Sunshine New York's always concerned about me, and I appreciate that. Sunshine New York is the best. I'm gonna walk all the way back to 59th Street. So I'm just gonna stream until the phone dies. Live 20 minutes from the old Sprint campus. Hey, that's where I used to do a lot of work on that campus. They would fly us in from New York to Overland Park. I think they still kept that campus now with the merger and acquisition with T-Mobile, didn't they? Hey, Darren Robbins says, good evening from Australia. Paul Newman says, what's the worst thing about living in New York City? I think it's just expensive. I would say expensive. Hey, Gerald Lee is looking forward to the newsletter. Gerald, thank you. I'm gonna try to do a really good job. I'm gonna take my time with it because writing has always been a passion of mine. So I think since I enjoy finance, if I can put everything into a newsletter and share it with everybody, I think that'd be good. JK says good night. What's up, JK? Ethan says, I'll catch y'all later, guys. Take it easy, Ethan. Thank you for joining the stream. GGMYC, as always, appreciate the support, appreciate you joining. Hopefully you had a good night. Sylvia says Q39 is the best barbecue, but expensive. I'll have to check it out. Ryan Royal says, thanks for another great class, Professor Tom. Ryan Royal, you're the best. Abe says, don't stream till your phone dies. Omar K says, how do I subscribe to your newsletter? So I think I'm just gonna post it to my community page. So if you click on my channel and you go to community, every Sunday night I'm thinking of uploading that to the community page. So hopefully I'll do that. And maybe I'll do something a little bit extra for all the people that have been donating to the channel. So I really do appreciate that, guys. I did not expect this much of an overwhelming amount of support. But if you go to the community page, I'll definitely post it there. Hey, Paul Little says, knew of people who went to CUNY for nursing, I believe, lived in Brooklyn. Awesome, love CUNY schools. Elmer says, hey man, take care. I know sunshine after rain, the frame is tilted. I'm trying to do my best. But I think it was because I've been wiping the frame, because earlier in the stream it was raining and I was wiping the lens. MTR says, Tom, what time do you usually start streaming? We usually start streaming 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9:30, but over the past couple of days it's actually been later. Darren says, Tom, what is your favorite place in New York to visit? Thank you for doing these videos, Tom. Stay safe. Darren, my favorite place is anywhere on the Upper West Side between 66th Street and 90th Street. Best place to visit. Zap Balance says, I told you, Tom, 2 months ago that your channel would grow faster than you could ever imagine. And look, I appreciate everybody's support. I really do. Johnny 5 says, where are you so I can mug you? West 26th Street and Broadway, Johnny 5. Jay Trader says, you're out late. Yeah, Johnny 5, we are West 96th Street and Broadway, right next to the 2 train. You can meet my Italian family. Mr. Schneip says, my favorite part is Grand Central Terminal. Awesome.